All right, we are live. I am Logan, and welcome to our weekly Trust T&T call. Today, we are joined by Aaron Drussel, the broker owner of Better Homes and Garden Real Estate. Aaron, I know you've been in the real estate industry for 19 years. So, first off, I know people are interested. How is this coronavirus and all the regulations impacting the real estate market?
It's really interesting. I mean, like you're seeing different effects in different parts of the country. Here locally, it's a little bit different. In the last, I mean, if you look in the last 3 days, there've been about 160 some odd houses that have come on the market in Salt Lake County alone, and about 140 have gone under contract in the last 3 days. It's kind of surprising, right? Like you wouldn't think, but I think what you're seeing is you're seeing people who are really, really motivated, trying to take advantage of the market right now, and you have a lot of people who are kind of on the sidelines. They might sit back a little bit to see what's happening, but there's been so much pent up demand in our marketplace. I think you have people that are still trying to take advantage of the chance that other people are kind of stepping back. So, but you're seeing other effects in other parts of the country, but not really here in Utah too much.
I know you have 120 agents, right? These 120 agents are spread across the state. So, you've kind of been prepared for this work remotely thing.
I don't know if it's prepared, but sure.
If I were one of your agents, what would I be seeing from you and your brokerage right now in terms of what are you doing to motivate me, one of your 120 agents, and to help me stay motivated and feel connected?
I honestly think the key for right now is communication. When chaos and uncertainty starts to happen, like that really creates a huge opportunity for leadership. You're going to kind of see two paths. Like I'm seeing that with a lot of other brokerages and a lot of other leaders. They're kind of cowering. Not want to say cower, but they're kind of stepping back and almost like a hibernation. And they're like, I don't know really what to do, so I'm going to kind of lay low. We're really seeing this as a way to like ramp up our game, and so our level of communication has increased dramatically. I mean, if you saw behind the scenes, like we have a Facebook group, very interactive. Like we started doing a town hall meeting, a virtual town hall meeting, which is amazing. We're actually doing this Friday. We're going to be doing our first Fun Friday at 4. We're just going to have a 1 hour get together, almost like a happy hour type get together. But everybody's got to bring their favorite 1 or 2 minute clip that they find of like a comedic set or a funny video on YouTube, and just to have a little bit of fun. And so, yeah, and I think what we're trying to do is create some community through technology right now.
Tell me more about that town hall meeting. How do you determine the topics? Who's on it? Set the agenda? How often?
So we're doing a weekly town hall meeting, which is just all hands on deck. And we have various other trainings that are happening throughout the week as well. But our town hall meeting, we had a good turnout yesterday on that call. It was our first one that we did. We've had other meetings before that, but we had a great turnout of people, and we're just kind of talking about what to plan for, some different strategy, and kind of talk about the market in general, and kind of get some game plan going forward.
Like that, you're giving your agents a chance to express themselves, communicate, be heard, and probably just gives them a sigh of relief. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard right now because it's when you have all the social distancing, you kind of it's easy to get to a place where you're in this silo and you're kind of on your own. And if you go spend any amount of time online, like it's easy to get into this web of like the world's gonna like what's going on out there, and all this uncertainty, and it's easy to kind of feel like this dark cloud. But then when you're with other people, you realize, hey, like I'm not alone. Like this is not like a lonely battle. One of the things we started about a month, actually, is back in February. So after the passing of Kobe Bryant, we started our Mamba Mindset Mondays. So every Monday morning at 9 a.m., which is 8 a.m. Pacific time, so that 8 o'clock, we have our 24-minute Mamba Mindset call. And it's just a Zoom call that's just sharing some insights of how to be prepared mentally and how to raise your mental game. And we started doing that back in February, and that's kind of helped to transition and make it easier for us as we have our Zoom calls. So we started that just not too long ago, but it's actually grown in popularity amongst our team.
That's really cool. How, as a business owner, how have you changed your strategy because of the coronavirus?
We're looking for all the opportunities that exist. So chaos creates opportunities, and what we're looking at right now is like, what is that going to look like, and how can we not really take advantage of people, but we're trying to figure out like what are the opportunities out there. And honestly, it's finding the opportunities of help. So what are all the ways that we can extend a giving hand to be able to reach out to people to, and that's really what the opportunities are right now. There's so many ways of helping and encouraging and providing support. And that's really one of the key things. And there's something to be said about turning the focus outward and how much better that makes you feel in the inward because of the outward focus.
What tips and tactics have you shared with your 120 agents on how to do things differently in under today's regulations of social distancing and quarantining and yeah, just today's reality?
I think we've been more and more focused on the importance of self care because right now, I mean, it's almost as if you're a battery going throughout the day, and it's easy to get drained. And you have a lot of, I mean, a lot of our agents are having these really impactful emotional discussions with people, and that's draining. Like that pulls a lot of your energy, and by the end of the day, I mean, you might have never left the house, or you might have been sitting on the couch all day, and you're exhausted from those conversations. And so it's so critical to have a lot of self care right now, and really recharge your own personal battery and finding time to kind of step away, whether that's going on a walk outside, whether that's just like spending time in your backyard, whether it's going out in the sun, whether it's doing a workout or eating right and reading a book. Like there's so many different things of just being able to kind of slow things down a little bit, and at the same time, there are going to be certain moments where the anxiety is so great that instead of slowing down, it's converting that fear into excitement and taking that, say, because it's hard to take when you're really ramped up, when your heart's pumping and everything's going. It's hard to just stop that and try to be calm. It's usually better to just flip that and use that towards excitement and use that to find some different ways of capitalizing on that adrenaline.
That's actually a perfect segue into my last question for you, Aaron. I know you own a company, you have a team of administration or corporate staff, you have 120 agents. I also know you well enough to know that you have four homeschooled age kids at home, probably.
Wait, what? Are you serious? Like, what? I totally forgot about those guys.
Trying to keep them quarantined and taught and educated and calm. How are you personally keeping yourself inspired and energized and motivated right now?
Wow, that's I'll tell you that there is something to be said about the importance of teachers. And man, in the next year, like when they ask for raises, like I'm all in. Like whatever, like, if it's increasing my taxes, like whatever. Like it's like you get a raise. Um, Obviously, I'm kind of lucky in the fact that I've had my wife here to help with that stuff. A lot of people don't have that. Like a lot of people are successful business owners, they're successful people, and now all of a sudden they're full time teachers on top of all that stuff. And that's the case with a lot of our agents. Like we have many of our agents are super successful business owners, and now they're full time teachers too. And that's a game changer in so many different ways. And I think the thing that I've realized in talking with my agents in this through this process is just letting go, like letting go of the outside world's expectations that everything has to be perfect with everything. Because right now is a great time to kind of reconnect and be able to like, deepen relationships. And thankfully, none of us are going to be graded by these teachers at the end of the school year. Like there's not like a grade that goes out to each family. Like you guys got to be this family. You guys got a D minus. Like I mean, we're not getting graded in the end, which is like that's great news in that sense. But I think there's something to be said about just just understanding that it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay, and that's totally fine.
Aaron, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for these valuable tips and tactics. I'm sure people might have additional questions for you on some of the amazing things that you shared with us today. If you do, contact me. I can get you in contact with Aaron. Thank you so much, Aaron. Thanks you for joining us on our T&T call.
Of course. Yeah, thank you. All right, thanks.